Preface. Some days you wake up feeling like a rock star, ready to take on the world, believing that you have what it takes to create change. Other days it takes more than 5 snoozes of the alarm, several cups of coffee, and a wake-up call to get you on your feet. Some days you walk around your home with a clear mind. You pay attention to every detail and attend to things accordingly. Other days you put your clothes in the oven before you come to your senses, or sleep off while you cook your favorite meal. Sometimes come with good tidings, news, and reasons to celebrate. And then there are moments hell-bent on making happiness elude you. Some things will happen that will make you question your sanity or decisions, and other events will affirm you and make you believe that you've chosen the best path. There would be people who mean well, who are always ready to extend kindness, grace, and hold you when you need to be held. The ones who would help you when you need to be supported and hear you when you need to be heard. But some people would make you question the true nature of humanity. People ready to frustrate all of your efforts, and the ones committed to making you feel or look miserable. All of these prove that life can be pretty inconsistent, right? Well, it is a roller coaster after all, and just like a painting, there are so many things that come together to make it beautiful. There would be good days and bad days, as accurately summed in the words of the Greek philosopher Heraclitus. Change is the only constant. Although change may not be the only constant when it comes down to your life, you are also a constant. Who are you? I am aware that the go-to answer for many people when they are asked this question is to say their name. And, of course, other people think the best way to answer the question is to look within and state whatever they feel like on the inside as who they are. While both of these answers are clever and can pass in some instances as the correct answers to who you are, hardly can any of them be standalone answer for who you are. Your name, for example, is more of a label than a definition of your person. Looking within to provide an answer can be a great start to the journey of knowing who you are. More than the superficial meaning of who you are, this is what it means to look within. To know who your true self. This is, of course, the whole point of looking within yourself. By checking out your thoughts and actions, patterns, and getting to know some of your triggers and habits, you soon discover that there is an unveiling that gives you the chance to understand yourself better. To know yourself is to be in tune with every part of you, from the artistic aspect to the mundane things you enjoy. To know yourself is to be aware of the best way to share your art and beauty with the people around you and the world at large. To know yourself is to be ready for the dual, negative and positive, reaction after you let the world into your life. To deal with insecurities. Failure to look within, and you may be feeling on top of the world and dwelling in the belief that everything is well with you. However, looking within means confronting some things you do not love about yourself. This way you get to put a face to your insecurity and deal with it head on. To improve yourself and your mental health. There is always room for improvement. If you believe this notion, this should not sound strange to anyone. One thing you are sure to get from looking within yourself is information. More information about who you are most likely means that you have what it takes to improve when and where necessary. To gain confidence. You can be sure to gain confidence when you go as far as looking within yourself to get acquainted with the good, bad, and ugly parts of you. Although confidence may not be something you gain immediately, you can get in touch with all your strengths and weaknesses. With time, you learn to truly accept the things you cannot change about yourself. And with acceptance comes love. Self-love and self-confidence have too much in common for self-love to not inspire some level of confidence in you. To focus on yourself. When you give yourself the chance to look within, you are likely to discover new things about yourself, and in the process, get the motivation to push and do things that will benefit you. You need to be selfish sometimes and only do things that are great for who you are. As said before, focus on your growth and progress in life generally. To know what you deserve. If you are not well informed or in tune with your personality, it may not be easy to know what you truly deserve from people and the universe. A piece of knowledge about who you are helps you know the people you deserve, and by extension, the things you deserve from them. From all of these, the need to look within should be even clearer to you than it has ever been. It is understandable if you suddenly feel like the next thing you want to do is look within yourself. If you're up for it, you must start by engaging in the following. Discovering your truth. It is a norm that society gives people a label. Sometimes the label can define who they are to an extent, and other times society misses when it comes to labeling. So it may be wise to look within yourself if you want to own your story and discover your truth. Of course, in learning your truth, you are bound to know your limitations and your flaws. You are also going to learn much about your zone of genius. Finding your zone of genius. Apart from discovering your flaws and limitation, looking within certainly helps you get acquainted with your strength. So you owe yourself this one thing. While finding your flaw remains an essential step to knowing who you are or looking within, attempting to know your strength and some of the abilities that make you stand out among many is quite crucial too. Surrendering to your purpose. You are not done with looking within yourself if you have not found out what you were put in the world to do. And of course, surrendering yourself to this purpose of living. In surrendering, you find yourself actively doing things to ensure that your purpose in life is fulfilled and avoiding anything that is set to frustrate the fulfillment of your purpose. Mastering your energy. All humans operate on and with energy. This is something you may never find out if you do not allow yourself to look within. So here is another essential step to looking within, mastering your energy. You may want to study how you feel when you wake up in the morning and how effective you are at the wee hour of the morning. Also, what do you feel like doing after a long day at work? And to what extent are you willing to achieve daily goals? If you can answer these questions without failing, you might just be done with the next step of looking within to discover yourself. Taking inspired action. Do not stop your journey at mastering energy if you want to know who you are. You have to be willing to take action towards fulfilling your purpose. Your passion must become something you actively pursue. Of course, this should not mean that you have all the answers about who you are and what to do to fulfill your purpose. Even at this stage of getting to know yourself, it is okay not to know everything you have to do. However, continuously taking actions inspired by your dreams and passion shows dedication to learning even more about who you are. Igniting your powers. You may never know what you can do if you do not ignite your power. So yes, you certainly want to ignite the power in you while you get to know yourself. What does it look like to ignite your powers? Many activities have a semblance of igniting your powers. Some of these activities include listening to your intuition when it communicates with you, and of course, interacting with the desires and needs of your soul. In the process of finding yourself, your purpose, and discovering your truth, expect that life will happen. Sometimes life events will happen to favor you, and other times, not so much. Not knowing what happens next in your life and you continue on your path may be daunting. But it is an uncertainty everyone alive has to deal with. To be uncertain is to be lost, sometimes for a short while, and at times longer than you ever imagined. Some people lose track in business, and others lose track of a relationship that has taken them years to build. In some cases, you may find that your essence and originality are slowly fading and leaving you to grasp at a straw. When you least expect, you might lose a family member or friend. All of these life's downsides can ignite uncertainty in humans and cause them to believe less and less in the magic and beauty of the world. It is even more likely that women feel lost and uncertain about themselves, their beauty and art in this generation. Yes, it is a fast generation, and many things are happening at the same time. People are dropped like hats and replaced like clothes. This moment, your art and beauty may be getting all the attention of the world and feeling thoroughly fulfilled and satisfied through the beautiful gaze of the whole world. In another moment, their gaze is moving to something considered more shiny or trendy. In a world with many talented and inspiring women, you may easily start to feel like you are not up to par. Hence the rise of uncertainty about your gifts, talent, yourself, and your future. Apart from the fight that goes on within, there are lots of things to make us anxious in the world right now. If you are conversant with the news, you would know just how rampant negative events happen. In the year 2019, we all received the news that Kobe and his daughter were in an accident that claimed their lives. To be honest, no one would have thought that Kobe, let alone his daughter, would die that soon and that painfully. I certainly didn't prepare for the pain that overtook me when COVID-19 took both of my brothers in the month of October of 2021. Nevertheless, it happened. Before and after then, there has been news of negative things in the world. Of course, this does not erase the fact that, as much as there have been negative and heart-wrenching news, we've also had really good news. The mixture of both, and the inability to predict whether good or bad news looms, is a straight letter to anxiety and uncertainty for many women in the world. The news being a source of uncertainty is also strengthened by other things like financial crisis, which seem to be everywhere these days. Also, the fact that any disease can arise anytime to plague humanity is enough for the average woman to be in constant anxiety over the possibility. Another great example of this would be the surge of COVID-19 pandemic in the year 2019. No one expected that this disease and its spread would take away so much time, energy, and bonding time between family and friends. However, COVID-19 did not care about the people's feelings or expectations. It came around and stole almost 2 solid years from the majority of the people living in the world. The most unbelievable thing about this pandemic is that no country was spared, and so people constantly live in fear and anxiety of the next disease that will plague the earth and steal from us as COVID-19 did. These numerous questions with no answers will raise uncertainties with anyone in the world, and of course, for the women, even more. And the questions most times extend to people with no knowledge on how to answer them. With all of these dramas in the world and other dramatics that come with decision-making, government policies, education, and the economy at large, it has become way harder than normal to make sense of the world we have now, let alone the world to come. Let's face the fact, in the world of today, we hardly ever move around knowing we are uncertain about tomorrow or anything else for that matter. Therefore, it might be just the perfect time to talk about issues that touch on uncertainties for people, and women especially, in the world. It is about time we talked about how these uncertainties take a dent in women's lives and constitute a lasting effect on their beauty, passion, purpose, art, and essence.